All right. I think we're good money here. Okay. Let me just double check on my phone. Make sure we're actually streaming. There was a problem with playback. Let's try it. There's a problem with playback. The F. I see it here. Hello. Oh, I see. We're good now. All right, good. Boom. Moving on. All right. So let's pull up. I took a couple trades already this morning, so let's pull up the chart here. I took a couple trades on ENSC. I'll show you guys exactly where I did that. Let me just pull up my filled orders here. 271. I was in at 271 at 8:12 this morning. So 8:12 is right around here. Right here. So I was in at 271. All right. So I must have seen this thing pop off. It moved on the scanners. I believe I did. Yeah. So this thing moved on the scanners. I took a position at 271. I added at 272. And I got out very quickly into 279. I was actually looking to get out at the high here, but I had a fat finger error, and I ended up not pressing, getting out when I wanted to get out. So it ended up pulling back in a little bit, and I eventually got out at 279 on that one. So that was a small green. And then I got back in. Let's see here, 813. So I got back in for the break of the previous high. It did not break. It pulled back in. I ended up stopping out. Where the heck is the thing at? It was. I got at 274 on that one. No. My initial entry was 271, 272. Got out 279. Got back in 280. Added at 274 as it must have pulled back. So, which typically I wouldn't do, but I saw the volume start to increase, so I think that's why I did that. And then I ended up getting out the first third of the position at 281, and I got out at 285 as well. My 285 exit was at 817 and 22. So into this candle here, I started to see this ramp up. I got out into the candle. I think I got back in at 290, and I got back out again, full position at 298. So we had a small green today. Today's Monday, so typically on a Monday, I'm going to size down and be as cautious as possible, and I felt like that's what I did today. And I made slightly under 1% on the total accounts on the day. So small green day, slightly under 1%. Being that it's Friday, I'm going to wait. I do like the way this thing is curling now, but I'm not going to touch this until I see the volume spike. But I do see a potential where we can see a little bit of a squeeze if it does move over 250 here. But I want to see the volume pick up quite a bit, because if you see, these are super high volume bars here. Unless we see the volume pick up, I'm not going to touch it. We're also in this trend, right? So we were at the top of the trend. We pulled back in. Now we're mid-range of the trend. We'll see how it goes. Let's just see if we get any volume that pushes in on this thing. If it does, then we'll take a small position on this one. All right, 245. We look like it's going for the break. No, didn't get what we want on that. Let's see. There's a potential for a squeeze here. What else is moving? I just don't like the volume. You want to see more market participants. This is basically how many folks are trading it. You want to see big volume when you're scout trading, or at least I want to see big volume. Some people have different systems. Maybe the volume's not that important to them, but for me, I want to see the people jumping in before I get in. I don't want to be first. I want to be along for the ride, but I don't want to be first. And we'll just take a peek at some of this over here. Let me throw my scanners up. And I'll show you guys what I was talking about in my last video, which are the Zendu scanners. All right, and this is what I've been using recently. You see we have here high day, momentum here, pre-market high, momentum here, low float, high short interest, and then this is just going to be the list of the top gainers along with the volume. So when I'm looking at the percentage gap up, I'm also looking to see this volume related to it, because if there's a big percentage gap up but there's small volume, that's going to be a red flag for me, right? Something like that I'm not going to touch. All right, I keep this on my screen that I have over here, this way I can flick in and be in and out. Boom. Let's see what we got. Being that it's a Monday, I'm looking to take maybe one more trade, one more really good trade. So I'm going to wait until I see something that I really like. And if I don't see it, I'm not going to take it. Because Mondays historically for me are pretty bad days for me. So I don't want to press my luck. We're underneath VWAP, looking like potential VWAP, potential retest of VWAP, but you never can trust it. So until I see the volume, I don't want to touch it. So there's a little bit of volume pumping in there, but we want to see a little bit more on that. All right, going into 250. Let's see if it pushes over 250, holds, and goes for a nice push over this VWAP reclaim type of deal. All right, we're starting to see a little bit of activity going on here. Let's see how it reacts to 50. If it takes 50 with some volume, I'll look to get in. We have sellers right around 48, about 3,000 shares. Around 48 is the tapes is showing me here. So honestly, obviously we're gonna want to see now. Yeah, see that's a big number up there, big size on the ass. So we don't want to touch this just yet, or at all. We'll see. Let's take a peek, see what else is moving on the scanners, if anything at all. Right, what do we have here? I don't have to have this up, right? No, this doesn't have to be up. So here we go. We'll stay over here. All right, so it's 9 o'clock. Around 9 o'clock, sometimes you'll get a liquidity event where you'll see folks starting to jump into a stock. Around 8 and 9 usually is when you'll see these higher liquidity events. So we'll see what happens. Just hit 9. Let's see if we get a push. And meanwhile, while I'm focusing on this one stock, I also have other stocks on the other side that I'm looking at. All right, here's that 9 o'clock, sort of a push here. And we'll see how it reacts to 50. I'm going to take small size on this one if I do take it. So I'm going to size down a bit. On my right screen, I have my order entry. I'm using Webull for the order entries. I'll go over a video on how you can use Webull to day trade. It's not the best thing, but it is usable if you know what you're doing. All right, so we still have that size there, that big size on 248. But we do have a bid here, nice big bid here at 61. Let's see if this bid holds. Looks like the bid is holding. We'll see. All right, at 46 we have 4,000 shares. Now they just added, so they're adding to the bid. This gives me a little bit more conviction that this might go up. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for it. We have size at 49.50 range. You're gonna want to see some of that move. That's a good sign. I'm gonna take entry here. At 248 I'm in. My stop's gonna be very close, 244, 243, something like that. Not looking to lose much of my profit. All right, there's a wall here at 249, so I want to see that wall move and that number decrement. You want to see this number start to come down and move. So it's moving up. I don't like that, but I do see a strong bid sitting here at 247. So I'm going to hold into it for another couple seconds to see what happens. See if that 25 moves. If that 25 moves and we get shot up over 50, I'll look to take profit over 50 only because, like I said, it's Thursday and on Monday, and I don't want to test my luck. So I'm going to take what the market has to give me. And if it pulls back in, I'm going to cut it. All right. 247. We have 17,000 shares on the bid. All right. It's going the way I'm getting out of that. I don't like when the number starts to come down on the bid. When I see the number decrementing on the bid, to me, that tells me that there's a good chance that this thing can flush through that number. The bid's not holding. So I got out of there. And considering where we're at in this trend here, it's probably just for the best. All right, well, I think I slowed down in the tape in my eyes, so I'm going to move on, keep an eye on it, and make sure I can see some of the other things. There's activity. It's just not the activity I want to see. There goes 250. Are we taking 250 out? Yeah. I want to see if I can get out into VWAP. I'm at 254. Nope. Rejection. I'm holding through this a little bit. I want to see how this 250 reacts. Maybe we'll springboard off of 250. I'm in at 254. Looking for the move back into VWAP, which is 260. Right, it's not happening for me right away, so I'm considering bailing on this. So my finger is on the sell button here, and I'm ready to get out if it doesn't do what I want it to do. Keep my eyes on the tape. Let's switch over to the main charting. All right, it's starting to look a little weaker. We're not getting that volume pickup that we want. We shall see. All right, we have a 5-minute candle about to close. Let's see where it wants to go. It doesn't want to go the way I want it to go, so I'm out. Exit is 249. Now, I gave back a little bit of profit from that earlier trade, but I'm still green on the day because I'm keeping my stops really tight. Obviously, I want to see a pop over 50 with some volume and it run, but it hasn't done it for me, so I'm just going to kick back here. It looks like we can get another break. I'm going to give it one more go. One more go. I'm in at 253. Tight stop on this one as well. 250. 249-ish in that range. To break at 250, I'll say is my stop. All right. Keep it tight. Okay, I'm ready to stop out here. I haven't seen the volume pick up yet. There's a potential for a squeeze. It's just it's about timing. All right, I'm in 253. Stop is gonna be 249, 248 at the most. Here we go. We got a little bit of lift. Let's see if the volume starts to pack in. Nope, the volume's not in. Rejection, I'm getting out. All right, so now I'm only up 0.53% of my overall account in a day, right? I don't want to go to zero. Okay, it's Monday for me. I just like to just take what the market could give me and go. So I'm just gonna sit here with you guys. We're gonna watch the market until the bell. If we see something up until the bell, I'll take it. If not, then we'll watch for the bell. I want to see how the market reacts on the bell, and there's a good chance I'm gonna shut it down a little early today. Just to consider, I don't want to give back my profit. I mean, my main goal is to, if I capture something, I want to keep it. You know, at least a piece of it. Every day I want to add a little bit, little bit to my overall account, and that's how you compound, and that's how you wake up 2 3 months from now and you're like, oh crap, I just freaking double tripled my account, and that's the goal. And it just keeps flirting with this 50 level, keeps flirting with this 50 level. Not really a fan of that. Not seeing big volume on the 1 minute anymore. You can see we went from like over 150,000 shares being traded to the volume's down to 20. So it's not exactly what I'm looking for. Let's take a peek at some of these other ones. Tops I was looking at as a reversal trade, but that's not really my bag like that. I haven't seen any real volume pump into this, like, and haven't seen any real price action, so I'm probably just gonna leave that on us to watch list type of deal. Let's see here, and then I'll show you what I'm looking at here when I'm bouncing back and forth from these things. We're gonna take a look at SXTC and DBGI. So let's put up DBGI first. Former runner. A little choppy. Let's watch this one. Stuff like this I don't really mess with. All right, let's see what the float is on DBGI, and if we have any news. No news, so this is a technical breakout. Very low float. Technical move, not on no news, so there's a chance that it may not follow through. And this ENSC does have news, but you know, I don't know. I'm not a bioscience guy. I don't know what this really would mean. I just know that the stock would move on it. Something about oxycodone and overdose protection pain product, right? Which had, I mean, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of Americans addicted to opiates, so this could move, and it did move because of it, but I don't know if it's gonna follow through. SPY looked like it was headed down this morning. Let's take a peek at the SPY and see where it ended up. So you see that, right? That's why you don't want to anticipate if you can help it. You want to see that volume spike. So my last couple tries on this probably shouldn't have took because I didn't see the volume lift like this that I wanted to see. Like this shows you volatility. This is like, okay, we're done, you know. Let's take a peek at this SPY. 1 minute, I have 5 minute, I have 30 minute, and I have a 2 day, 4 hour here, but I also have the daily off to my left on my left monitor. Yeah, so the SPY's off the high of 410 from the previous few days ago. Was that Tuesday, Thursday? So when the SPY's in a breakout pattern, when it's pushing up, you have a good chance for other stocks to push up as well. Small caps, all of them really. What's this? ENSC. DBGI. Volume's going low too as well. We had the big volume spikes, and then we had the tail off volume. You can see a theme here: big volume spikes. Then we had the tail off of volume. So these are like pumps. These are to trap you. DBGI looks like it wants to do a little something, but again, the volume. So we got. Hmm. Bit of a slow morning, but it's Monday, you know, it happens. I'm getting some feedback. Hopefully that's not going through being recorded. Let's take a little closer look at DBGI. I think I traded this last week. I think it made a big move and I made a couple bucks off of this. Nice little push. Not much volume, so I'd be cautious of that. Now we have a little volume pulling in there. Let's see. I still would be cautious of that because we're going into VWAP. This could reject off of VWAP, come lower, or it's already making higher lows. I mean lower highs. So, you know, this type of deal. That's a breakout point. Let's see if the volume pumps in and if it wants to continue to go over 420. If it goes over 420, you got room to like 440, 430. Not much. First stop would be like 430, so it's not really worth it. There's not a lot of meat on the bone there. There's definitely a pattern forming. All right, here's your sort of wedge pattern. All right, support level down here. This is sort of its trending resistance line. All right, we may squeeze into this area a little bit more, then maybe decide to pick a direction. We're showing the same thing here on the 5-minute. 30 minutes, a bit extended. Big red volume bar here. Not a great look. This is the 4-hour chart. All right, it shows that we do have some space. If it does break out, you're gonna have some space up there. You're probably gonna have something on that area and up to that area there. So look for a move into 5 if it does break out. Which that's probably not gonna happen until later on in the day if it does happen. You want to keep your eye on your scanners. You always want to keep your eye on your scanners and make sure this thing is set to live because this thing doesn't have a delay on it. So you want to make sure that it's set to live every time you come look, so you're up to date. KOLD is a little bit of a higher float stock, but it's been moving really, really good over the last week or so. KOLD. Oh, is this some type of ETF? Yeah, this is an ETF. ProShares Ultra Short, natural gas short. So gas must be headed lower, potentially. The hell is that clicking? I have all that fixed when I get this new mic. I got other microphones, but I wouldn't want to sit on the table like a Yeti or something like that. I don't have to fuss with. So I can plug right into the USB and keep it pushing. I got a boom arm and all that crap. I don't set none of that crap up. All right, so you see this pattern, like this wedge thing here. It's continuing to do that, to kind of move in that wedgy type of pattern. So typically you'll find a point in this either towards down here or up here where it'll break either down or up. I guess with the slowing volume, there's a potential for it to flush out, but we'll see. Yeah, I like to look backwards. So sometimes when we have that, it has a tendency to fade off of it. Like we have this. There's one that actually worked. Right, sort of this, and then it went. This one kind of went, faded. Same here, kind of had a little pattern forming, faded. So if I was to take a guess based on historical charts, I'd say this one's going to fade. figure out what the hell that clicking is. That's driving me nuts. All right, well, yeah, we took a couple trades this morning. We had a couple really good trades and a couple stop outs that were, I mean, decent stop outs. Probably should have took those positions considering I didn't have the volume movement that I wanted, but we got out. We had a game plan and we got out and we didn't get smoked. So it's always good, right? Yeah, not bad at all. These are good stops. These are 3-4 cent stops. These are good stops. One of them's a 2 cent stop. Good stops. And you see, looks like it wants to drip out here. But if you look at the history, when it makes these sort of patterns like this, it has a tendency to kind of fade off. And being that it's kind of, is this thing? This thing isn't that bad as far as extension on the 30-minute here. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's overextended or anything like that. But if you were up here, you know, and it was extended on the RSI, you could see the extension point up here. That's when you got to look at, okay, there's a potential for this thing to come down, and that's what it did. Big push up, ran opening, ran closing. No, this is what Mondays I give you. This is Mondays. Mondays are typically slow like that. People are cautious, or if as a trader, you should be cautious on the Monday because you know you never know what can happen. Those are typically the days that you can get yourself in trouble, and that could set the tone for the entire week. And you don't want to go into the week down because then you start doing weird stuff. You know, you're not sitting there using your brain. You're using that primal thing that's just like, oh, I got to get this money back. You want to be able to think through everything. It's hard to think when you're emotional. After taking a big hit on a Monday, you know, Tuesday morning, you're just like, oh, I want to, you know, I want to get everything back, and you usually get yourself in trouble. And then I think the SPY is moving a little bit lower, so days at the SPY is a little low. I also don't like to really put on big size and chase things. So we got like a dual whammy here. It's a Monday and the SPY is down. Probably better for short sellers will probably look at this day like, okay, this is my day where I want to see the inverse of that. I want to see strength in the SPY. I want to see price action and volume in the market. Volume in the market that will drive price action higher. That's what I want to see. What do we have here? What else are we looking at? Let's just take a peek at the scanners. Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing great. So I'm probably gonna stick around until maybe 15 minutes after the bell or something like that, and then I'm gonna call it, man. And that's how you trade. It's not about sitting here all day and freaking stalking shit. Some people can get away with that. I know myself. I got to get mines and I got to get the hell out and put it on the board, especially on a Monday. There's days that if it gets hot, I'll sit and I will take my chances and try to level up a little bit, but I'm not gonna do it today. That's for sure. I need to see something hot, smoking hot, coming right off the momentum scanner with a ton of volume. And the beauty of the Zendu scanner is, you know, it's an audible thing, so I don't even have to really watch it. I can literally just kind of hear the tickers being rung off when the momentum does catch fire. And then if I hear something that I know is a past runner, I don't even have to look at the thing. I just type it right in and go rolling for it. Now, this DBGI is down here at this support level. If you felt this was a winner, this is probably where you want to think about taking a level. Taking a position because you have a really well-defined stop out level. It's like, all right, you get in here at 410, 411. If it goes down below four bucks, you know that it's over. Like, and really, it's not even $4 on this one. It's if you're playing this pattern, right, and this thing starts to come down below 407, 405, the pattern's dead, and you just get the hell out. And so that's our pattern. It's like this sort of wedge formation here. Right down in here, but see if you see it's been coming back to this resistance level. I mean, I imagine some guys will trade this. Some people in general will trade this just right into this resistance zone. you know, just to take the scalp, you know, just to you know, the 10 cents or whatever. You know, if you're loaded up and you got 10,000 shares, you take 5-10 cents, you'll be in a good place. Nice piece of profit. It's not enough for me. I like to see more. I want to see this thing have the potential to move way higher. Like if it broke this level, came back, retested, and then wanted to push up through 430, 440, that's what I want to see, because I want to take 15, 20, 30 cents a share or better. What's this right here? Super small cap thingy, little penny stock moving over here. Yeah, I'm not messing with that. I don't even want to see it. I don't want the temptation. You see what I was saying? Like it bounced right off that support level, right? Now, let's just say you put a bid down here at 408, 407 or whatever, and you hit the and you bought on a bid, and then you caught this sucker and it moved up a little bit. You can immediately sell up here on the ask and just kind of make the money off the spread, but it'd only be like 5 cents, which if you got a shit ton of money, that's one thing. But guys like us, you know, we want to take a little bit more off of this thing. I want to see this thing push up, break this level, and then go for a run if I was to take it. But with the way this volume's looking, I wouldn't take it either way. So what we'll do is we'll throw another ticker up there. See what else is up there. ENSC looks like it wants to come back a little bit. All right, it's a higher, setting some higher highs there. Came through, pushed into this level. We didn't even get back to 250. Let's see if it gets back to 250. This thing gets back to 250, I may consider it if we have the volume for it. Here it goes. We'll see. I want to see that volume bar pick up though. I really want to see more than that. Let's consider it's been flirting with 50 already. It goes 53. There's the volume I was looking for. We're at 55. Let's see, did it reject? It rejected. So yeah, I don't want to fuck with this. That's how easy you can get smoked too. If I'd have took that break over 50, I'd have got smoked. But we're having volume pick up, so let's see. Let's see. What's the bid? 50? I'm gonna put an order at the bid if it comes back to me. It should be 52 at this point. Oh, my bid here is now Webull has a bid at 46. You gotta be careful, Webull. Alright, I'm gonna buy at the ask at 54 with a type stop, and if it comes back, I'm just gonna fucking dump it. And I'm dumping it. Down. So now I'm only up 0.33% on the day of my total account. I am definitely done now, because I'll be damned if I go on a red. I don't play giving money back. I don't do that. We're here to make money. I'm a little discouraged because I know better. Without the big volume spikes and stuff, I shouldn't be touching it. But I'm also still learning, and that's part of it. It's like, dude, you can't take the order, take the position unless you know it's there. You got to see it first. So I'll stick around till slightly after the bell, and I'm going to hang it up because I don't want to be tempted into giving back my profit on the day. I like to typically be over 1 to 3% on a day. Once I get around there, I'd usually cut it, so I'm below what I would like. But it's a Monday, so I'm just gonna take it, man, because I want to go into tomorrow feeling like a winner. I don't want to go into tomorrow feeling like I gotta make something back or play catch up. I used to be one of these guys that wants to hit a home run every time, but I realized that my bigger trades come when I don't expect it. It's not when I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I'll load in because this could be a home run trade. It's usually a regular trade, regular base hit trade that just goes bananas. DBGI is moving again on low volume though. It's back to 420. Yep, push through 420, 425. I still don't like it. I'll pull it up. Let's just take a look at it. That's the volume I wanted to see. Something like that. Now let's see if it does it again. Let's see if we continue. We got to be careful though, because look, boom, down, boom, down, boom, down. If I take this, it's going to be so small. I'm going to size down now just because I don't trust the pattern here. The last few times it's pushed into this resistance, it's came back. I'm just going to see if I can scalp this thing. Let's see. How's the volume looking? Is it going to come back? Is it going to continue? Let's pull it up on a big chart. It's That's kind of what you want to see, that big volume spike, but you want to see it continue though. You don't want to see the spike and then a comeback and then it's like you got in at the high and now you're screwed, because that happens. And then if you look at chart history, this is sort of what it does, right? Push into resistance, whether it be flat top resistance or whether it be a trend line resistance, and it just comes back down, comes back down, comes back down, right? We've seen that happen. And don't get it wrong, I was tempted to jump in at 431. I'm still tempted to jump in. That looks like a retest to me off the trend line. I'm going to get a position here, a small position. I'm in here at 419. I'm only using half my size though. And we'll see if that's a retest. I would like for it to retest this trend level and then maybe climb higher if it decides it does want to break out. We'll see. All right, and we're pushing into the bell. 416. Right, I'm in at 419. Got to stay on point here. And I don't want to be holding into the bell. So we got 3 minutes to the bell, 2.5 minutes to the bell. So I'm probably going to get out of this as soon as I can find a little bit of profit. I just want to see one more little push on this thing. Either that or I'll dump it. There we go. Can I get out there? 425? No, I missed that. I missed it. Let's see if it goes. I'll keep the order up there. See if it fills. If it wants to jump back up, I'm at 419. Let's see on the ask. Can we get that? 6 cents would be nice. Come on, give me one more push. If not, I gotta dump it. Come on, God dang it. All right, I don't like the way it's looking. I'm gonna dump it. I'm out, and I just took the loss, and I was off, and it moved up. It still didn't hit my 425. I mean, it's 425 on the ask, but there's no guarantee with a fill there. So I take like a 2-cent loss on that one, which is fine. As close as we are to the bell, I don't want to play with this thing. What happens with stuff like this sometimes on the bell, especially these really whippy ones, it's like up down, that type of stuff. Sometimes you'll get a flush, or hey, sometimes I've seen them break out to the upside, but a lot of times that thing will just flush down. I don't want to be involved with that. I don't want nothing to do with that. We will watch it though. Let's watch it, because it seems like this is going to be the one that a lot of people are watching, just based on price action. Right, there it goes. It's taking off, but you just, some people maybe have a strategy that they take it, boom. If it does push on the break and maybe push above this freaking pre-market high, maybe I'll think about it, but even then it'll be just a scalp. It'll be like get in and get the heck out as quick as possible, because these things are turn around on you so fast. Right, 440 was the break. We have room up to like 475. We'll see. See what it does. And now we're starting to get some stuff happening here. You can't trust that. There's markets where that works a bunch, but then you'll get screwed thinking that you can chase that every day. All right, what do we have here? IO. Let's take a look at that. SPY starting to move up. Oh, IQ it is. All right, just know that was big volume, but you see how it pushes up big volume, then comes crashing right back down. You don't want to be involved in stuff like that. See that? Coming on in, coming on down. You can't trust that. You don't want to be, this is why you don't want to take the break. Now, if it comes back after this, maybe a couple more minutes into the open, I'll think about it then as things slow down and people get their wits about them, but I'm not going to take it off the open. VERU. I hear VERU. VERU is a former runner. I don't even have to watch it. I know what it is, right? It's looking like it's breaking. It wants to break over these levels here, right? It's pushing into 70. It broke 70. Let's see if it wants to break 70 with some momentum. And if it does, which it did, I'm going to take a position. Maybe a little high here because we're into support. We're into resistance. So If it pulls back on me, I'm going to dump it immediately. No, we're going to see some more. We're going to see some more. Come on, give me some more. I'm in the 85, right? I'm taking it off. I was in an 85. I just made 14 cents per share. We're going into a full number, which is 6. So I got out in front of the full number. I want to see if it comes back in, retest this breakout point, and possibly push higher, which I seem to have my level set on this already. My next level is going to be 620, 620-ish. So let's see. Let's see if it wants to come back, retest these levels. If this level holds and it comes back, I'll take another small. I'm in here again for 93. I'm dumping it here. I don't like it. Getting out. Let's see. Let's just watch it and see what it does. It gives us an opportunity. This is really, really high. This is the stuff you got to be extremely cautious on, especially into these resistance levels. This must be a level I put up previously when I traded VERU. And it pushed right, as you see, it pushed right into this resistance level. Popped up, false breakout, rejection. Come back in for the retest. Let's see if it ramps up again. All right, let's see. Volume stepping in. I'm going to take this one right here at 587 because I see the volume stepping back in. 96, 96. I'm back out, 98. Boom, baby. That's the shit you want to see. That's how you fucking I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss. That's how you trade, though. They've retested the level, and now it's going to go for a run. Now, let's see if it goes into this 620-ish level and rejects or if it keeps pushing. I got back some of my gains that I lost. Now I'm at 0.6% on the day of the overall account. And you don't want to look at this stuff as a monetary value. If you look at it as money and dollars, that's when you have a tendency to have issues, mental emotional issues, because people don't like to lose money. So I look at it as points or percentages or just numbers on the board. I'm just putting up numbers, and I'm going to keep my numbers in the green and not the red. I don't give a shit how much money it is until I close down for the day. Then I look and see how much I made. And this goes with every, I don't care if you got 100,000 in your account. You could do this with $100 in your account. You just take 1 or 2 shares. You don't have to be, a super trader. You just gotta focus on the chart, focus on putting green points on the board. Right? This may be a retest. Let's see what this does. Come back into the 6, right? Let's see if that 6 area wants to hold. And when I say 6, this could be 595. This could be 605. It's more of an area than anything. Let's see if this holds here and you see this big flush of volume again, push to the upside, green, it may go off. Now, this stock could potentially be a move-to-move stock. This could be potentially more than just a scalper. This one, let me just adjust this line here because I don't like, I do like where this is at. This is at here, okay. A move-to-move meaning I recognize that there's a higher level up here, right? I break. And I'm looking for a profit up here. That's where eventually I'm trying to gravitate my trading strategy to that as well, where I can do these scalps and these move-to-moves, because these moves sometimes you get humongous gains. This stock beat up, consolidation. Now it looks like it wants to go. There could be a move-to-move here. The move-to-move here would be, to be honest with you, could be $8, could be $7. That's a longer time frame type of trade. That could be the whole day. That could be a few hours. That could be a few seconds, but typically it's a little longer. DBGI is breaking out a little bit back into the support zone. Let's take a look at DBGI while we're here. We'll watch them all. DBGI, VERU, and what was ENSC. All right, let's just take a peek at all of them. And the scanner's ringing off, so we have some more momentum coming in. Right now, this thing. It's been threatening this level, and there's a good chance this thing goes and takes off. But again, we've seen this before, right? This one pushes into resistance, rejects, pushes into resistance, rejects, pushes into resistance, rejects. It's all a setup. Eventually, this thing will probably push into resistance and not reject and go for it, but you can never know when that's going to be. And so I wouldn't touch it until I see it happening. Right there. Right there. You see that? Let's see if it comes back on 45.50, retest, and goes for a run. There it goes, 50. There she goes. Now, VERU too also. Is the SPY moving higher? SPY's kind of flat. This could be a retest or this could be a rejection. Got to be careful here. VERU looks primed for a breakout. VERU looks like it wants to go. That was a retest. Now she's ready to go. Probably going to come into the 630, 640 level if it doesn't reject, right? If it works, it's probably going to be up here into the 630 level. We got the rejection on DBGI. Let's see if it comes back through. VERU looks like it's primed, like it wants to do a little something, something, right? Playing around with that $6 whole level. So you're going to want to wait till that break of $6 and it proves itself. Then you just want to take a little bit of it. You don't want to stick around for the get yourself in trouble. And then there's also themes. If I see there's stocks that are pushing into support, rejecting, then another stock pushing into support, rejects, and then a ton of other ones pushing, then I know, all right, this is the type of environment we're in. Here she goes, DBGI. Let's see where she wants to go. To me, that's a retest. And we have some volume stepping in. So let's see if she wants to go. Now, I don't have a line above there, so we could put DBGI here quickly. Typically, you want to have all these drawn out before. If you see something that has potential, you want to just go in there and draw everything out. My next area in here, above 450 on DBGI, is going to be into 5, it looks like. 480 to 5 is going to be the area if it takes off. In my honest opinion. I could be wrong though. I'm wrong a lot, so you got to control your risk, because you know this shit isn't like everything doesn't happen. There's just a chance of it happening. That's why you have to control your risk, and you need to know when you're wrong. That flush right there would have had me out of it, right? And hopefully I could have seen it coming by reading the tape a little bit. Here goes VERU, flat top breakout potentially here on VERU. And then we're looking for the 625, 630 level for a target, I think. Is it going to slow down on us? It looks to be stalled a bit. No, here comes some more volume in there. Let's see what happens. Boom, there we go. Right, I'd be looking for one more little push or potential test before I got out of this. Either small stop out, or I want to see some continuation a little bit higher to the next leg of where our support lines are. Okay, now this is a pullback into that level. This is where you want to have your finger on your trigger in case something was to break down. You want to get out, but that's not necessarily a bad thing if it pulls back into its level. Let's see if it pulls back in like it did and kind of get bought up. It kind of got bought up. It came down. People were there to buy it up. There's bulls in this trying to push this thing higher. So let's see where it goes. Let's see. All right, tape slowing down on VERU. I'd be out of this. DBGI looks like it's coming back. Possible for another retest and push to the highs. You just got to keep your wits about you. So what I don't recommend is to continue trading after a couple good trades, because what happens is, for me at least, my adrenaline gets going, and then when when I'm excited, I don't fucking think correctly, and I want to be totally in the moment, and I want to be able to be right there and see everything as clear as possible. And I already know when my adrenaline spikes, I don't think good. So, and I imagine it's most of us. So I'm not taking these. I'm just kind of mentally trading these in my head at this point for the reps, right? And then boom, 6-0 comes back down into 6. The tape is slowed down. The volume bars are starting to get a little bit lower. This thing I'd be away from. And being that I'm seeing that, if I'm trading DBGI and I'm watching both of these, I'm saying, you know what? This could be a theme across small caps. I'm getting out of both of them, right? And as you see now, DBGI is starting to move lower. So at this point, I'm up less than what I would like to be at, but I'm up, and it's Monday, so I'm done. Like, you know, I'm done. I know that's not like what people want to see. They want to see somebody sit here like the Rain Man and fucking trade all day, but That's not real trading. Real trading is you pick your spots where you feel like you have a high chance of winning, and you play it the way you play it. And if you gain something good, and it's not one of those days where, see, back in 2022, it's like you kind of had to sit there because there was so much volume, so much volatility. Now it's more like how it was before, where it's kind of like pick your spots, get your cash, get the hell out. And I think that's the way the market just shifted for now. I do believe there's a bull market coming eventually, but I don't think we're in it right now. And if you look at the SPY, though, you never know. The SPY is sitting at a key level. If it pushes above this key trend level, there's a chance that we may start the bull market, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think it comes for another year or so. But again, I could be wrong. DBGI looks like it's in low perky again on low volume. I don't like low volume, so I would have to get out of it, like step away for the day, because the price action of the ticking up and down could fool you a little bit. You see that thing, and you have a tendency to just want to jump in. Like right now, you see how that moved. I want to jump in it too. Shit, but I'm not seeing the volume I want. Now I am. Now I am. Right now, I would consider this. Right, that was a big push of volume. 200,000 shares. It was like 100,000 shares. Now I'm thinking about this. Now I'm saying, okay, the high is 455. How much space do I got? Oh, I got space potentially up towards 5. All right, there's room for this. I'm getting in at the break here. I would. Boom. I'd get in. You know, this thing falls back behind the level and I'm out. I'm still in, right? Am I seeing volume pick up? Volume's picking up. I'm holding just for a little bit. I want to see it. I want to see it play itself out. All right. Once it slows down, I'm going to get the hell out of here. And for me, slowing down is going to be drop below this previous candle. All right. I still see the volume here. We have on the tape. And I'm watching tape. All right. I'm seeing there's people on the ass. There's 2,000 shares on the ass. There's 1,000 shares on the ass. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. I have all these goddamn level 2s up here. And it broke back down below that level. I would get out here. I probably would have lost 6 cents a share, something like that. But I got out. It's time to go. Slow down. So maybe this is the same thing, right? This false breakout and pull in. So now you got to be cautious, man. Got to be cautious. When you start to see this weird movement, price action, you got to be cautious. It's worth watching, though. Yeah. All right, so I would have to. Well, I already tapped out, but at some point you got to know. All right, if you're green on a day, you got to get the fuck out. Part of my language, but I would be getting out. It's done. I'm turning. I'd be turning everything off, which I'm actually going to do. So that was that, right? Little small cap trading. Hopefully, I proved myself to you guys. That I know what the hell I'm talking about here, and I try to do this every morning until we start getting some people watching and stuff. And I know it's a grind, and I'll grind it, and I'll do what I got to do. Um, I don't have a chat. I don't have the chat up, so I don't know if anybody popped it or not. But if you did pop in, thank you for joining, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Well, hold up, viewers. What to go? Let's see. This is what you gotta watch out for too. Just being a degenerate in a way. Degeneracy is also a thing. All right. All right. I'm getting out of here. That's it. Gotta do the right thing. Got cash. Gotta stop.